President Joe Biden has announced a new policy that would protect hundreds of thousands of undocumented husbands and wives of US citizens from deportation. The White House believes more than 500,000 spouses will benefit. The policy applies to those who have been in the country for at least 10 years, and it will allow them to work in the US legally. The White House also believes the new spouses policy will benefit 50,000 people under 21 who have a parent married to US citizen. The issue of immigration has proven to be a bit of a headache for Mr. Biden, who recently issued a sweeping executive action to curb record migrant arrivals at the US-Mexico border. Polls show that the issue is a primary concern for many voters in the run-up to November's presidential election. This is what White House Press Secretary Karine Jean-Pierre had to say about the move a few minutes ago.
Think about the stability this will bring to so many American families across the country. These measures will help keep American families together and allow more young people to contribute to our economy and our country. The Biden-Harris administration is committed to taking action within its authorities to secure our border and ensure that our immigration system is more fair and more just. As you all remember, 2 weeks ago, President Biden announced additional actions to secure our southern border after congressional Republicans twice voted against the toughest and fairest set of reforms in decades. And while we are still in the early phase of implementation, encounters in between ports of entry are down and repatriations are up.
Well, Adriel Orozco, the Senior Policy Counsel for the Advocacy group, the American Immigration Council, told me more about how this policy could help.
Well, this is a very welcome policy. This is a positive action that we've been waiting for the Biden administration to take after, as you mentioned, a few weeks of heavy-handed border policies. And so, what this is going to take is going to be rooted really in the parole authority that the president has. And so there are, spouses of U.S. citizens who, unfortunately, because of the way that the laws are written, have to leave the United States to be able to get their green cards. And so what this really does is it's removing a barrier that they would otherwise have so that they can continue on with their green card process. And so we're expecting that this is going to impact around 550,000 individuals. So it's a pretty large program of, similar, or it's like one of the largest programs since, DACA, which was announced in 2012.
And what do you make of the timing of this announcement?
We do think that the president, has been pushing some very strict policies, but beyond that, advocates have been pushing for the Biden administration to take even more actions to create different pathways for individuals given inaction in Congress. And, the president has used parole authority in other contexts to open up other pathways for individuals who are trying to come to the United States so that they don't have to present themselves at the border. And so we do think that this is in line with his policies. And I think that it goes to show the power of the advocacy for the immigrant community, especially given just, the more heavy-handed restrictive policies that he's been announcing recently.
Yeah, immigration is going to be a big issue in this election, isn't it? We saw it become a dominant policy under the former president, didn't we, Trump?
Yes, I think that this also shows us there's going to be a stark contrast to what, former President Trump has been saying that he would do on the campaign trail, being much more restrictive. And, there is really huge concern given what we did see under the, former President Trump's term before. And so, Biden has been compared recently to Trump, given some of the similar actions he has taken at the border. But I do think that this really goes to show that, that there are long settled immigrants in the United States who have also been looking for relief. And I think it's, a really strong positive step that we're seeing this now, before the election, so that people can, hopefully be able to benefit from it.
What other moves would you like to see around immigration?
I think that, the president in this announcement also indicated that he's going to streamline and make more efficient a process for folks who have DACA or are DACA eligible to be able to get employment-based visas. They also similarly have to leave the country and re-enter to get these temporary visas. And so he's going to consolidate that process, which is a welcome move. I think there's only so much that the president can do right now to really provide benefits to the immigrant community without, additional action from Congress. But I think that this definitely shows that the president does have a willingness and an interest in being able to benefit the long and deeply rooted community here in the United States. And so we'd like to see more actions like this taken by the president, because we do see, even though, immigration and the border is on top of, people's minds in polling, we also see that people want, a path to citizenship for folks who have lived in the United States for years. So more actions like this are definitely something that we would like to see.